Hello everybody. This video is going to be about picking up a motor in the wrecking yard and getting a good motor. A lot of people have been asking, if I go to the wrecking yard and I pick up a motor, how do I know I'm getting a good one? How do I know the rings aren't fried, or it doesn't have a rod knocking or something like that? And it's actually pretty easy. There's a lot of things you can do to make sure that you get a really good motor out of the wrecking yard. Starting with your coolant. Check the coolant and the motor that you're going to get or looking at. If the coolant is not clean, if it's not a good coolant color, green, red, orange, something like that, there's different colors of coolant. If the coolant isn't clean, don't get it. If the oil looks like it has ice cream in it, if it looks like a Wendy's Frosty, don't get it. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can check the spark plugs, pop the valve cover off, see how it looks underneath the valve cover. But you can check the spark plugs. There's a lot of things. The spark plugs will tell you a lot about an engine. If the engine's running hot, if it's running lean, if it's running rich. There's a lot of things about your spark plugs. You can find out whether the motor's blown. If it's really dirty, sometimes it's got oil, sometimes it's wet. A wet, clean spark plug just means that it wasn't firing in that cylinder for some reason. Maybe the coil was bad. But there's a lot of different problems with spark plugs, and you could tell a lot about a motor by pulling the spark plugs and taking a look. But check the oil. Make sure the oil's clean. Pop the valve cover off. If it's dirty underneath the valve cover, like if it's really brown, that's bad. Don't get that motor. Look for one that's clean. At the worst case scenario, you don't want to get one that's more than sort of bronze color, like a light bronze. But your best bet would be to pop the valve cover on one and just see nice clean aluminum. If you're getting an aluminum engine, one that's got an aluminum head. If you're getting an engine with cast iron heads, most of those are carbureted, and the oil in that will be a little dirtier. But you also want to make sure the rings aren't fried. Look, open the air box and check that air filter. If that air filter is a dirty mess, if it's got oil all across that air filter, then it's probably got bad rings and it's blowing oil out of the PCV valve into your air box, where it is then getting sucked from the filter back into the intake. So you could really tell a lot about a motor by checking the air filter, checking the oil, checking the coolant, checking the spark plugs. Pop the valve cover off and see how dirty the inside is. If it's really stained and really dirty, somebody ran that engine hot, most likely, and they ran it with old oil in it. If it's got a bunch of oil leaks, don't get that engine. Somebody neglected that motor. You're asking for problems if you get an engine that has a bunch of oil leaks. If the engine's covered in oil, just walk away from that one. Don't even worry about it. But a nice, dirty air filter doesn't have a bunch of oil all through it. If you guys want to know more about how to find good parts in the wrecking yard, let me know what you want. You want to be able to find a transmission, differentials, electronics. I can help you out with just about all of that. If you're having a problem with your vehicle and you don't know what it is, write a comment. I might be able to help you figure it out. Throughout the years, I've bought and sold probably more vehicles than most people will ever own in their lives. I do it for a hobby, but I like working on cars. It gives me something to do. It keeps me out of the bars. It keeps me out of trouble. So if you got a problem with your car, something's going on, it's not working right, write a comment. Let me know what's going on. Maybe I can help you out. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day.